Down the hallway come Joe, Colombo, and two guys. Lock the door. Joe sits opposite me. Butter sits on the couch. Caesar's on the window. I said, you are the only person, Joe, who's going to look at this whole script. No one has seen it. I give him a 155-page script. He puts his glasses on. He asked me, like, what does fade in mean? A couple of terms he didn't quite understand. And I realized, looking at him, there was no way he was going to sit there and read 155 pages. So he takes, oh, God, these glasses. I can't read the goddamn glass. He throws it. He says, you read about it. Guy jumps off. Like, me? Give it to Caesar. He throws it the other way. Now they're passing the script around like it's a hand grenade with the pin pulled out, right? Finally, Joe takes the script and smashes it on my desk. He says, wait a second. Do we trust this guy? Yeah, we all like him. I made a deal with him right there. That's how the deal was made.
Al Ruddy made the deal of his life. Al Ruddy should have been a Godfather. If he wasn't Jewish, he'd be a great Godfather. When Al Ruddy made the deal was very simple. He said, we'll take out any words you don't want. You don't want Mafia? We'll take it out.
Colombo immediately agreed to Ruddy's offer. The irony was that if he had read the script, he would have realized that the word Mafia only ever appeared in it once.
There was only one place where the word was used. It said, no guinea gumba wop greaseball mafias are coming out of the woodwork to get Johnny Fontaine that job. So of course the Mafia. So now the movie says, no guinea gumba wop greaseballs are coming out of the woodwork to get Johnny Fontaine that job.
I don't care how many Dago guinea wop greaseball goombas come out of the woodwork. I'm German-Irish.
So they left all the other derogatory words in and just took out Mafia, and they were happy. That was the only mention in the whole script of Mafia.
I couldn't make an issue of it to let them think they hadn't gotten anything until the movie was finished.
The deal looked like it had turned into utter farce, but Joe Colombo wasn't as stupid as he seemed. Knowing Paramount needed to use authentic locations in Mafia-controlled Little Italy, he saw an opportunity to cash in.
They allowed them to use these premises, apartments, bars, restaurants, but they had to pay for it, and the mob got the money. They gave a pittance to the owner of the establishment, but the mob got most of the money. So the rules, so to speak, were made by the mob. They encouraged the producers of The Godfather to use premises like this that they controlled.
When Paramount agreed to drop the word Mafia from the Godfather script, just another example of how influential the Mafia was in America.
Bending under the pressure of the Mafia sends a message, at least to somebody like me, who knows the deal, that they're cowards, which they are.
Once the deal was made with the League, there's never a problem after that.
But Al Ruddy's problems were far from over. News of the deal between Hollywood and the Mafia would spark a media frenzy that saw Ruddy sacked.
It was in every newspaper in America that we had made a deal with the Mafia in order to be able to shoot.
Fire him and disavow everything he's done. It's okay.
The film would once again be in turmoil, and they had yet to shoot a single frame. In order to shoot The Godfather on the streets of New York, Al Ruddy had struck a historic deal with the mob.
They were able to put the squeeze on Paramount that they dropped from the script the word Mafia.
They want the word Mafia taken out. Yeah, I said, you got it.
Al Ruddy thought his problems were over. In fact, they had only just begun. In March 1971, the day after their secret meeting, Mafia boss Joe Colombo summoned Al Ruddy to the offices of the Italian-American Civil Rights League.
He said, we have to get the word out to the community. I didn't think anything of it at the time, frankly. I figured there'd be a couple of people from Italian newspapers in New York. I go to Madison Avenue, and I mean, there's mobs of people with sun guns, and I wonder, what the hell's going on in this building? I get in the elevator, we're all going to the same floor. I go in the room, and it's ABC, CBS, NBC. The whole world is there.
Tell me. You guys, are you guys all rolling? All right, take one. We're all rolling together.
Columbo had tricked Ruddy into taking part in a major news conference where Joe's son Anthony explained the deal to the world's press.
We found a simple way to accommodate what they wanted.
And what is that way?
The words Mafia and Cosa Nostra not be used in the book, in the movie.
Had you reason to believe that they would have used those words had you not intervened?
Yes, I would. I believe they would have used the words.
It was obvious the press knew exactly what was going on, and they went straight for the jugular.
Do you feel at all intimidated?
By what?
By this action on the part of the Italian Civil Rights League?
Not only am I not intimidated, but they have been very helpful to me in physically setting up certain aspects of this production.
The next morning, news of the deal hit America. Hollywood had shaken hands with the Italian-American mafia.
It was in every newspaper in America that we had made a deal with the mafia in order to be able to shoot.
The Wall Street Journal had said, Mafia moves in on Gulf and Western. The stock had dropped.
Ruddy's deal had caused Paramount's parent company, Gulf and Western, an international conglomerate, to lose billions from its stock value overnight. Its CEO, Charlie Bluedorn, wasn't happy.
Charlie Bluedorn had a temper that was really something remarkable. When he started shouting and carrying on, you could hear him from one floor to the next.
Bluedorn was a screamer and yeller. He absolutely was. He liked to pound the desk and rant and rave.
And he yelled and screamed about this fuss over the Godfather more than most incidents.
Bluedorn immediately summoned Ruddy to Gulf and Western. The writing was on the wall.
Charlie was going crazy because of his stockholders. He was just in a panic.
Yeah, if he had a gun right there, he would have killed me on the spot. You hacked my company. I tried to go legit all these years, and look what you've done. Fire him and disavow everything he's done. It's okay.
Al Ruddy, the producer of The Godfather, was out on the street. Once again, production had ground to a halt. Ruddy's sacking was a disaster for director Francis Ford Coppola. He knew that without Ruddy, the mob would never allow him to shoot in Little Italy.
Francis Coppola came to Al's rescue, and he went to Charlie Bluedorn and said, look, if you want to make this movie in this town, and you want it to get done in a timely, inexpensive way, it's going to take an Al Ruddy to make it happen.
So I come back, and I swear to God, the man had spittle in his mouth. He was one of those, you know. Ruddy, I put you back on this movie. If you talked to one person in the media, I would choke you to death. I said, Charlie, calm down. He put me back on the movie.
Finally, after a year of torment, Coppola began to film The Godfather on the streets of New York. And the joy and the harmony lasted approximately 3 days. Back at Paramount, the first scenes of The Godfather began to arrive. The studio didn't like what it saw.
You understand everything.
Scenes of the brooding Don, here granting favors in return for respect, were seen as too dark and uncommercial.
They said it looked like it was lit with a cigarette lighter. They didn't know what was going on, and they didn't like the picture at all. They said it was unreleasable.
And there was a lot of talk there that maybe we'd gotten off on the wrong foot, and maybe Francis was the wrong guy.
Paramount feared that Coppola was making its money-spinning project look like an art film. Worse still, his insistence that Al Pacino play the lead role of Michael Corleone further antagonized the studio.
They didn't want Al Pacino. Al Pacino was a midget.
He's very short, and he was very inexperienced in their opinion.
And having a short, unknown, low-key actor appearing in the pivotal role in a major motion picture was not what Bob Evans wanted.
Paramount's executives were also opposed to Coppola's decision to cast Marlon Brando as the Mafia Don.
Even though everyone considered him to be the finest living actor, no one wanted the grief and aggravation that came along with Marlon Brando.
Brando was not considered to be a cooperative actor. He was certainly not bankable, and no one really wanted to even consider him, let alone screen test him.
In defiance of Paramount, Coppola secretly went to the actor's home in the Hollywood Hills and made an audition tape of Brando as the Mafia Don.